Hey you guys, my name is Juana and I am the crafty Puerto Rican. I am back from a trip to Puerto Rico and guys, I had a lot of fun. I'm sure you have already seen the videos. So today I need to copy some orders for Etsy. One of them is a tumbler. So I need to do sublimation on it. So I thought I will share this for you. For those who already know a little bit about sublimation, it will be a good refresher. And for those who are new and have no idea, this is a nice little tutorial. So let's go at it. So I am in Silhouette Studio and that is the software that I'm using right now. If you hear a zooming in the background, that is the furnace. My shop is in the lower part of the house, so you can hear it. So I really apologize about that. So for those who are new, I'm going to show you real quick how is it that I transfer my file to Silhouette Studio. Reason why I'm using Silhouette Studio as opposed to Cricut for this is because the dimension of the tumbler are larger than what Cricut allows me to print on. You know that Cricut had a limitation of 9.2 in the width and 6.7 in the height. And these tumbler wraps are a little bit larger than that. So I had to use Silhouette Studio. Silhouette Studio, I started with the basic, it's free. You can download the software and you can do this kind of work. I just recently upgraded to the business edition because I started working with rhinestones. So for rhinestones, I need the business edition for me to be able to convert the rhinestones into SVG and then transfer it to Cricut to be cut. So that's another thing, okay? So I'm not gonna get into that, but I have videos on how to work with rhinestones. So I'm gonna show you how to do this. So, okay, you are in File, gonna click the file, you follow the cursors on the left top side of the screen. So I'm gonna be working with this because the one that I'm gonna be working with, I did a while ago and it's gonna take a long time for me to find all my downloads. And yeah, so it's on the library, saved already. So I'm gonna pick randomly this one, let's say, and I'm gonna go down here, say okay, and it's gonna bring it in. You see, it's gonna be large. So now you have to size it, all right? And so forth, all right, like that. You go up and down and it will size it to the dimensions of the tumbler. So I'm gonna take you to the one that we are gonna be working with. I don't want this because I'm not gonna be working with that. So go to library, click it, and I'm gonna find the file that I'm gonna be working with, okay? Right here. Right here. And I already have the dimensions of this file because I have worked on it before. And the size of the file, the width that I'm gonna be working is 9.8. You see, so it's over what Cricut allowed me to do, which is a 9.2. And the height is 8. Now, this is a wrap for this tumbler, for the PYD. Sometimes it might vary in size. Even the same brand of tumbler sometimes, they come different a little bit, by a little bit like 0.2, 0.3 inches. But you always have to measure the tumbler, no matter what. Especially when you're buying another brand, they are all different. They're all 20 ounces, but the dimensions are different. So for this PYD particular tumbler, it's 9.8 by 8. If you get a wrap design, this is from Etsy. If you get a wrap design that is larger, then of course you're going to be working and changing the dimensions, and up here is where you plot the inches. 9.8 in width and height, and then you will change it, okay? I'm not gonna change it because I cannot print it out. So all you have to do is hit print, and it prints out, okay? So we're gonna hit print. First of all, yeah, the paper is already made. Before you do that, make sure that your paper is set on the right size, okay? Because I don't remember the size. It's on A4. You see, it's on A4, and the paper that I'm gonna be using is A3. It's 11 by 17, and the last time that I was working with a file was at A4, which is an 8.5 by 11. So let's look for A3. So all the way down here, make sure you do that first, all right? Because otherwise, it's not gonna print on the right paper. Now that I switched the paper size, let me close this so you can have a better view. It's not centered, so I'm gonna go up here to this icon. It says center to page. I'm gonna click it, and it's on the center of the page. Very important, okay? Now we're gonna hit print, follow the cursor up here, and then I'm gonna hit on the bottom that it says print. So once you are here, you're gonna find the right printer, and my printer is the 15,000 series. So I'm gonna click that, and it switched it, okay? This is what it shows. I'm gonna go to preference, and then I'm gonna find the correct paper. Right, see, right now it's in letter size, which is not the right paper. I'm gonna open the box, drop down box, and I'm gonna find the A3 paper. Right here, 11.7 by 16.5. Click that. Then I'm gonna say okay. And it says apply, and I'm gonna do apply because that's what I want. All right. Also, when you go to preferences, you can review your options. Make sure that are in the correct paper. It's right here. It's automatic. It is mirror. It's not chosen, so I'm gonna put mirror. If you notice, I did not mirror earlier because the printer already supposed to be mirroring automatically, and I'm glad that I checked because it was not checked up. The bidirectional printing, I don't check that out. I just leave it like that. And then you're gonna go to main again, and you're gonna make sure that your paper is the right paper. I always choose premium presentation paper, matte. All right. So okay, so I have everything. I'm gonna say okay. And now that I have everything, I'm gonna go apply. All right. Some people, you can print directly here, but I want to make sure that this was switched. So I'm just gonna close this box again. I'm gonna close this box again. That's what I do. And I'm gonna hit print again, just to make sure that everything is correct. I'm gonna go print. And I have a full view, you see? This is a way for me to check in that it took everything that I did. It's fine. So now I can do print again. And here, I check that it's in the right printer. Now I hit print. And it's printing, all right? So these are my printers. So the one on the left, which is the bigger one, that's the one that is gonna print on. It started printing. So this is the printout, and now I'm gonna take you back to the table to wrap the tumbler, okay? So let's go through the things that I'm gonna be using. I'm gonna be using the tumbler. This is a 20 ounce. I got this at Amazon. This is a PYD brand. This is the cradle. You don't need a cradle, but it makes it easy for me to wrap. And heat resistant tape. Don't use regular tape for those who are new because it will melt on the press. It has to be heat resistant tape. Most of the things that I got here, I got from Amazon. And then the lint roller to clean around the tumbler. This is from the dollar store. Make sure you remove the top of the tumbler, okay? Or anything that comes inside. Some companies send tumbler wraps inside, which is plastic. You have to remove it. Others send like a rubber cover for the bottom of the tumbler. Make sure that you also remove that, okay? You see, this is some stuff in here. I have static in this room, so everything is sticking to the tumbler. So I'm making sure that everything is off. And of course, we have the design, all right, which I printed out earlier. And I'm using a sub paper. I printed this on my 15,000 Epson sublimation printer. And the paper that I use to protect, which is a butcher paper. And this goes on the outside of the tumbler. For those who are subscribed to my channel, I've gone through this before. This is a good refresher for you guys. And mainly I'm doing this for the ones that are new to my channel. They have not seen the whole process of how to sublimate. And this explanation It's gonna apply to if you're doing shirts also. Of course, we're not gonna be using the tumbler or this, but we're gonna be using any other substrate like shirts, metal plates that you're gonna sublimate. Everything else apply to it, like the butcher paper, the design, the heat tape, and the roller, the link roller. So now I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up. I noticed that there is a lot of static in the room, especially because it's winter. In my home, I tend to get a lot of static. And I noticed little dots on the tumbler. And make sure you don't leave anything on the tumbler, because anything that stays in the tumbler, it will show up on your design as blue spots, and we don't want that. Okay, you see, like here, there's a tiny one, and you have to take that out because it will mess up the tumbler. Tumblers are not cheap, so I don't want to mess up this tumbler. All right, it looks good to me. You might not see the dust, but just go through the process. All right. All right. Next, I'm gonna put it on the cradle, making sure that the design is gonna be touching the tumbler. We're gonna put the design like this. Nice and aligned to the tumbler. We're gonna wrap it. Especially on designs that are very busy, you wanna make sure that you get it on the right position. You want it to be aligned, all right? Okay. This is looking good. I can afford to move it up a little bit. I'm checking around that nothing is being cut off on the top. Okay. So once you have it like that, I'm gonna move it up a little bit. So now I'm gonna put pieces of the heat tape in the middle. This is the first thing I'm gonna do. Once I have it like that, I don't need the cradle anymore. I'm gonna now wrap it around. I put a big long piece in the middle of the tumbler. Okay. And I try to make it very snug around the tumbler. Right. Next, I'm gonna put one around the rim on the top and on the bottom. Okay. I'm gonna cut off the extra on the top, extra paper. Just the excess paper on the top. Okay. And then I'm gonna put on the rim. So this brand of heat tape, I got it from Amazon in a pack of 3. I prefer the Cricut brand because this one doesn't stick as well. But it's cheaper and it does the job. And you know that Cricut brand tend to be a little bit expensive. and it's a little tiny roll. So this for now is good. So now what I'm gonna do is wrap it on the butcher paper. So the reason why you use the butcher paper is to protect your equipment, because the sublimation ink rises with heat, and it just travels, and it might stain your press. That applies to tumbler presses, any kind of press that you use sublimation with. So in order for it to be protected, the butcher paper will stop that from flying around. Okay, that's the reason why for the butcher paper. I don't like the way this one. Let me just fix this. It's too loose, and you don't want the paper to wrinkle because it might mess up the design. So make it as tight as you can and as close as you can to the tumbler. You see how this one is not too sticky? It does the job, don't get me wrong. It's kind of like prepositional, I guess. You can preposition the tape, but I'd rather have it very sticky. So this is done. So now what I'm going to do is take you to the tumbler press to be pressed, all right? Okay, so I'm going to put the tumbler on the press. I have the setting at 360 for 100 minutes. Sometimes I go a little bit longer, and I turn it 4 times around. So I'm going to take it for 20 to 30 seconds at a time. Once I close the tumbler, it starts counting the seconds. I'm going to let it cool so that I can open it without me burning my hands. So let's start peeling this. Taking out the butcher paper. Beautiful. Very pretty. I love it, people. Look at the color, how beautiful. Yep. So I'll see you in a little bit, people. This is the end product. Came out pretty good. Now I had to do the packing to send it to the customer. Yeah. Once I get it taped like that, what is left for me to do is weigh it and print the label and send it. Well, this is the end of the tutorial. I hope it was helpful for you. If you're new to my channel and you have not subscribed yet and you like this kind of content, consider subscribing to my channel, The Crafty Puerto Rican, and also don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way you will receive notification of all my future videos. So guys, and also, I forgot, if you like this video, don't forget to click the thumb up. That will really help my channel a lot. So guys, I will see you soon. I will see you later. Bye bye. Hasta luego.